When you exist within a structure that needs you to play an archetypal role, and you realize and recognize that the structures that are anchoring, or the anchors that are holding that structure, this is so hard for me to say today. The anchors that are holding that structure are the recalibration and integration of who you are within that particular world or structure. Because typically you have to recalibrate who you are because you're playing an archetypal role, and therefore integrate that role within that world. And that takes away from the alignment of who you truly are at your essence, and minimizes your capacity to be seen and visible within that structure. Because being visible requires vulnerability, and you do not have the emotional capacity that is supporting you and making you feel safe to anchor the real and vulnerable version of yourself within that structure and within that world. So in as much as we can hold alignment and visibility as the platforms through which we need to be seen authentically within these structures, what's anchoring these structures is the recalibration and integration of who we are in those worlds. And unless we can marry those two with the emotional safety required to bring our true and authentic selves into these spaces, then the safe thing to do is to recalibrate and integrate yourself in the archetypal role that you have been playing. Because to be visible is to be in alignment with who you are. And perhaps that it's not quite safe yet for you to do so. However, when you have healed the parts of yourself that allow you to be in alignment and to be visible and authentic in every structure and world and environment that you are in and occupy, you're able to hold that space for yourself, because you know the work that is required and has been required to show up fully as you are, bringing in that alignment and that visibility, regardless of what the other anchors that are holding up that structure are, right? I encourage you today to find the alignment within you and to be so comfortable with your visibility that regardless of the structures and the anchors that hold up the structures within your world, you within yourself are safe enough to show up visibly, with strength, with courage, with bravery, to anchor yourself in alignment within those particular worlds and structures, in the spaces and places that you occupy, and that you should occupy, and that you should take up space in, where your voice matters, where your essence matters, and where your being matters.